Alrighty, hello fourth graders. So a lot of you have been asking me some questions about angles because it came up in the Pleasant Valley workbook. And although we'll go back and cover this in Module 4, I told you that I'd give you a little bit of information. So basically there are 4 types of angles. You have your right angle, which usually has a little square marking it in the corner. A right angle measures 90 degrees. So if you think of like the perfect L shape, that's going to be your right angle. Obtuse angles, I like to think of as if somebody is obese, they're really fat and open. So obtuse angles are really fat and open. When you go from here to here, it's more than 90 degrees. Acute angles I like to think of as being oh so tiny and cute. So they are acute, meaning less than 90. This opening right here is less than the 90-degree right angle. The last angle is the straight angle. It basically looks like a line. And this would be 180 degrees. And you can think of it as if you had 2 right angles and you put them together, you'd end up with 180. Okay, so those are our basic angles. What I'm going to do now is show you how you can make a little protractor, and it won't be perfect, but at least it's something you could use at home. So you'll need something circular. So I'm going to use this glass, and I like the top of the glass better. And I'm just going to trace a circle all the way around, okay? So I have my circle and I'll cut it out. And basically, if you think like, if you've ever seen people doing skateboarding tricks or skiing tricks or BMX bike riding tricks, those people will often talk about doing like a 180 or a 360, something like that. They're talking about rotations, turning around a circle. If you do a complete rotation, that's a 360. If you do a half a rotation, that's a 180. It all ties into angles and the degrees around a circle. So sorry that you're watching me cut this ever so slowly, but I should be done pretty soon. So you don't need the extra scratch paper. Okay, so if I take my circle and I fold it in half, and then I measure it up again, and I fold it in half again, okay? The angle that this makes is a right angle. And I know that because a full circle, if I open it up, a full circle all the way around is 360 degrees. So if I do a half a circle, I'm at 180. And if I have only a fourth of the circle, I'm at 90. Okay, so you could go around and you could measure things to see if they're 90 degrees or not. We'll see how well my drawing is here. If I line this up, hey, check that out. It really is a 90-degree angle. If I line it up with this one, obviously this is over, so it's obtuse. And if I turn it to line it up with this one, we don't see it at all. So it's acute because it's smaller. And this one you could see, oh, it's all the way across. It's 180. So using my knowledge that this is 90 degrees right here, if I fold this in half, and again, you know, these are just careful folds, okay? I've now made half of 90, and half of 90 is 45 degrees. So if I open it back up and I trace along here, this is my 45-degree line for measuring, okay? Something else that I could do would be to take this and I could think about it in terms of thirds. So if I try to kind of fold so that these 2 parts look about even, and this is estimation, okay? So those look about even. And I could fold this one back this way. Okay, so I made these folds. If I divide 90 degrees by 3, I will get these measurements. Now it all depends on how you're counting, which direction you're counting from. So let's say this is 0 down here at the bottom. As I go up, this first one will be 30 degrees because it's a third of the way to 90. The next little fold that I made up here, this is going to be 60 degrees. Now, if I wanted to measure something, the difference between 30 and 45, well, that's going to be 15 right there. So I know that that little tiny angle is 15. So I could, to measure out that little 15, I could take this little section, fold it in half, and halfway to 30 is now 15 degrees. I could do the same up top and take this, fold it, open it back up, draw my line going across there. 60 plus 15 more is 75 degrees. And then of course when I get to the top I'm 90. So now I've made myself a little protractor that if I wanted to kind of, measure how big an angle is, I could take this little guy and I could line it up with an angle and I could go, about how big is that? And I would need to extend this out a little farther. So let's just bring this out here a little bit. Okay, so I line this up with one of the sides. I go from here to around, it's about the 30 mark. So this angle right here, that's about 30 degrees. Okay, measuring my obtuse one, well, I'd have to recreate this by opening it up and I'd have to keep counting around my protractor. I would know that up at the top is 90. So I have 90 degrees. And if I add 15 to that, I'm at 105 degrees. If I probably should draw a little line so you guys can see it. And I'm just tracing my little folds that were left over from earlier. Of course, it would be even better if I used a ruler, because then my lines would be really straight. So I have my little lines. If I go around 15 more, I'm at 120 degrees. 15 more, I'm at 135 degrees. 15 more than that, what is that, 150 degrees? And then this would be 165 degrees, and all the way around would be 180. So now if I wanted to measure my obtuse angle, I could set my little protractor down, go around, and this one is a little more than 135. Since I know there's 15 degrees in between, it's a little more than a third, but not quite a half. So I'm gonna say it's somewhere around 140, maybe 142 degrees if I was estimating that angle. Okay, so there you have it. Now you know how you can make your own little protractor at home using a piece of paper, a pencil, a scissors, and something round. Take care, 4th grade.